there, I'm joined today by Mark Plowright, who is Head of Sales and Distribution from LNER. Hi, Mark.
Hiya, good morning.
So we'll go straight into some questions. So do you have any great stories about how your organisation has helped travellers during the pandemic?
I think the main one, which is community specific actually, rather than travellers, is we launched an initiative called LNER Reserves. So you probably know that we reduced our timetable at the beginning of the lockdown, and that meant that a lot of our frontline teams weren't doing their normal jobs. So we had an opportunity to create a pool of people who could help the communities up and down the East Coast. And I'm delighted to say that we've got over 120 reserves, and they've clocked up something like 2,000 or more volunteering hours. And that's supporting anyone from the NHS, emergency services, to organisations along the network.
Great to hear. And looking beyond the pandemic, what are you doing to help address traveller safety and hygiene when people are travelling on trains?
Well, Claire, you'd be unsurprised to hear that safety and hygiene is paramount on the railway anyway. I think the measures that we've taken really are a reflection of ramping up everything that we do and then adding some on top of that. So all of our cleaning across stations and trains has been ramped up, and rosters have been at least doubled. When trains are stationary and not in use, we're really ramping up the deep cleaning of those services. You might have seen something called fogging on the internet, and that involves fogging all hard surfaces, and that removes viruses and bacteria. So we're applying stuff like that. When you're traveling, and there's not a lot of people traveling at the moment, we're offering people complimentary hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and all of our BAU cleaning, so toilets in station, toilets on board, all of that has been ramped up and is more regular.
That's good to hear. And are you implementing any specific policies around social distancing?
Yes, we are. So good timing, really. So on Monday, we launched reservation only travel, and we were the first train operator to do that. So what that essentially means is that in order to travel on an LNER service, you need a reservation for that specific train. And the reason why we're doing that is to adhere to social distancing guidelines and to make sure that we can manage the amount of people on our trains. And that at the minute is about 19% of a train's capacity. We're running something like 67% of our timetable now. So that's come up slightly versus where it was before. But by doing reservation only, that enables us to give our customers the support and the reassurance that they need. It's not, if someone doesn't have a reservation, it's nothing to panic about. We've launched a platform for making reservations free of charge on our website, irrespective of how you've booked. So even if you've booked through a TMC.
That's good to hear, and it's a good way to get everybody moving quickly.
Yeah.
So with coronavirus dominating our news for what feels like forever, what unrelated projects are you working on at LNER?
First one that springs to mind is it happens to be our LNER Azuma train's first birthday at the minute this month. Hard to believe that we've had 12 months since we launched that new fleet of trains. Our Azuma fleet has covered something like 5 million miles across the network, transporting something like 4.5 million passengers, a significant proportion of those being business travellers, incidentally. And Azuma is the sort of peak of innovation, style and comfort for a train traveller. What we're doing as a project to celebrate that first birthday is launching a programme to name an LNER Azuma train. So we are inviting customers, business travellers, members of the public to get creative and come up with a name that's inspired by some of our iconic destinations or rail icons. And that will go to a panel of judges. You can apply through our website. It will go to a panel of judges that will decide the names for 10 trains. The other, if I've got time, the other initiative that we're launching at the minute is LNER Future Labs, which I'm really excited about. I'd probably compare it to an accelerator program, but essentially what it's about is asking digital and tech startups to solve some of the challenges that the rail industry faces, or jump on some of the opportunities that we've got. And that's a program that we're running ourselves. You can apply through the website, and it's to address three key challenges. One is more people travelling more, so about how we get more people onto the railway. The other one is about personalised experience, so tailor-made and bespoke initiatives that tap into the customer journey. And finally, the other one is about responsible business, so any innovation that will address something that benefits the community or the environment.
Absolutely, and it's made me smile when you said about naming trains just then, because we know what happened to the British public last time they got the opportunity to name I think it was a boat, and it was top of the polls was Boaty McBoatface. So
yeah, that won't get through the judging panel. We'll make sure of that.
That's a great initiative to hear about. And one final question: have you had any new hobbies since or habits since we've started lockdown?
Well, the main one's probably riding a bike. I can ride a bike, but my kids can't. They were a bit wobbly when we first started lockdown, so they've gone from being wobbly bicycle riders to being pretty confident, risky bike riders. And we take our bikes out every other day. The other thing I've been working on, and that is amateur hairdressing. So a lot of us are in the same boat at the minute in having to cut our own hair. So I cut my boy's hair and I cut my own, and I've done it about 3 times. And you can probably judge for yourself, but I'd like to think that I'm slowly getting better at it.
I think you've done a good job. Well, thanks so much for your time today, Mark. And yeah, can't wait to get the world moving again.
Yeah, totally agree. Thanks, Claire.
All right, thank you.